This is Bill Moseley, and I listen to the Skeleton Crew. I like to keep my standards low. That way I'm never disappointed.
You're listening to The Skeleton Crew, exclusively at HorrorBid.com and the Horrorphilia Podcast Network.
Dun 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 dun. Hey, how's that Jaws music go?
That's exactly how it went.
Is that it? Dun 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 dun. It's back, the shark. When did the franchise jump the shark? Should we go through that whole thing again where I explain what that means?
No, I think they know it by now, and if they don't, well then...
Go to episode 18?
Is that when it was 18?
I think so.
Wow.
I usually get that stuff wrong.
It's when they started sucking.
Yeah. It's
You
when
know,
they
I'm
start.
surprised, Alex. I'm just thinking, we haven't done when Psycho jumped the shark yet, even though I don't think it ever did. But, you know, some people will argue that it did.
We'll just give away the answer, Mike.
What?
I'm just kidding.
It did, yeah, but it didn't jump the shark is what I'm trying to say.
I know, so now when we put it on the list, they'll know that we're going to say that. No, I'm just kidding.
Give it away, you fuck.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. That's.
Ooh, this man.
All right, well, we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to try to make this sort of a complete show. We're not going to have news or anything, but...
No, there's not time for that.
We don't have time. This is going to be way too long to begin with. So, sorry for the delay. You know, the schedules, summer's exiting. We went to a party one last time.
Alex was sick.
I was sick, so if my voice sounds different, don't be surprised.
It
Well,
does.
you already heard it, so you're not going to be surprised now. But
I'm surprised, Alex.
You're surprised? Okay. So, let's just get to a couple things real quick, then we'll get to the Jump the Shark Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
We got some listener letters.
Hey, listener letters.
All right, well, we got a couple. One of them was from Double Shot J.
Yeah.
Double Shot J.
Place to be.
Yeah, on our last show, he said, by the way, he won that Halloween Blu-ray, but he'll get it in about 6 months, so just keep waiting.
Hopefully not.
He still didn't get it yet.
I should have them today. And they should go out in the mail tomorrow. So I should
I should have them today.
That's what Anchor Bay told me. I should have them today.
We could have walked him over there faster. All right. He said, great interview. This is about Danny Trejo.
Yep.
It was going so good. It seemed like Danny was having a good time. I guarantee that if that lady wouldn't have stepped in, he wrote lady, he would have stuck around a while. I think you guys did a great job with the time you had. The reason I like your interviews so much is because you guys actually talk to the guests almost like a friend just hanging out. I also like the way you guys bash, quotation, movies is in a fun horror fan way. Like you're poking fun but being kind of respectful. The overall tone feels more fun and it's not annoying for listeners if they actually like the movies that you guys are bashing or tearing apart.
Yeah.
And then he said something else that I'm striking from the record because I'm not getting back into a feud with anybody.
Oh, yeah, no, let's not do that. I watched Haunted High the other day.
I'm so sorry.
I heard that it was bad. I heard the only funny thing about the film was, what was it? I think a principal and somebody else were fighting like mutant frogs or something, and they said that was the funniest part of the movie or the best part, and then the rest of it sucked.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I fell asleep.
So even Trejo, the great Danny Trejo, could not save Haunted High.
No, I watched a couple scenes with him in it. I fell asleep. Smoked a joint, fell asleep.
So he was the high point.
Pretty much, dude. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, it was a fucking sci-fi movie. What do you want?
All right. Yeah, I didn't get to check that out. By accident, I forgot to DVR it. Isn't it amazing? I'm asking everyone else to do it, and I don't do it.
Go out of your way to avoid this.
Yeah. And another email said, I don't have it with me. It basically said, you guys, or Alex, was too hard on himself and the interview overall. It was fine, even though it seemed to be cut short. But Because I said it sounded like an interview about nothing.
Well, but dude, that
It's
was
like
how it was
Seinfeld.
structured, though. Like we were working up to all the big questions. Like we wanted to just kind of shoot the shit with him to begin with, get him, to a place where we can start talking about his career and then questions about his career. And we were just getting to the good stuff, which,
Yeah.
dude, I feel your frustration. I was frustrated too. But you know what? At the end of the day, shit like that's gonna happen. So we did the best we could with it.
It was just my initial feelings. Like as soon as we recorded that right after we got done, and I didn't hear it back. So in my mind, it felt like less rewarding or whatever, or
Right.
than it really was. So thank you. Okay, you're right. It wasn't that bad, I guess.
No, it was good.
Yeah. And one person says, I just want to say, I would like to pick a Jump the Shark. The Skeleton Crew show Jump the Shark on episode 29, which is when a horror franchise jumped the shark part 2, which is this one, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not even over yet. So
It's not even over yet, and we already jumped.
So wait. So we jumped prior to this, or we're jumping right now as we're talking?
As we're speaking, we're in the air on skis.
Really?
Yeah.
If we were really jumping the shark, it could be like a pyramid type thing, and I could be on the top, and my one foot could be on Dan's shoulder, and my other foot could be on Alex's shoulder, and then there could be a shark pulling us through the ocean.
I think Dan would lift your feet up and push you into the shark's mouth.
Yeah,
I can't
drop you
swim
like it's
either.
hot.
So if you guys, I can't swim either. So if you guys went and pulled back, I'd fall into the water and probably drowned, and you guys wouldn't save me, would you?
We laughed so hard, dude.
Hey, listen. The day Alex can't help out a buddy is the day I got something better to do.
I'd be like.
All right, and besides us jumping the shark as we speak, we also have an Evil Dead retrospective for the next show.
I gotta see, because there's one thing that I'm still working on, gentlemen, and I have one more avenue to try, and I'm gonna try that avenue, and hopefully I can make it work in our favor. We'll have to see.
Okay. So that's about all I got, unless you guys have anything you want to add in. Any death dedications this week?
Of course, we
Death dedications.
death dedications. No, it seems like every week lately we've been losing somebody, and it's so sad that an amazing talent left us this past week.
I'm still here.
Mike, well, you're not an amazing talent. Okay?
And those are always the ones that stick around.
Yes, the ones that nobody gives a shit about. Okay, continue.
Dan's still here.
Okay.
Dan, I'm sorry, but nobody really cares about you either. So okay.
Dan's phenomenal. He has a whole entire following, man. People say they listen just for Dan.
Yeah,
I could imagine that. That would be the women.
I got my bitches.
I wish.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
I
you
had
used to-
bitches, but
You just lost them.
I wish I had bitches, but nobody
Where my
likes.
bitches? I said, where my bitches?
I want them.
All right, come on. Go with the death.
Michael Clark Duncan, probably best known for the Green Mile, has died.
The big black guy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, very, very sad. I believe he was 57 only. He had a myocardial infarction, which I believe is a heart attack, and I think he died from complications of that, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, you had a heart attack.
Yeah, you could have just said that.
Myocardial infarction sounds so much better, though.
Mike got the information from the freaking guy who did the autopsy.
Fucking Met MD.
I could.
All right. Well, want to get to jump the shark stuff?
Why not? The shark's pulling us along, so let's do it.
All right. Well,
String us along.
Wow.
here's the movies, franchises we're covering today. I Know What You Did Last Summer film series, Child's Play film series, Hostel film series, Creepshow film series, Amityville Horror film series, Saw films,
Yeah,
and we were going to wrap it up with the grand finale of Troll.
Oh, shit. Drop bombs.
Oh shit, boy!
And we'll just give you we'll do the big we'll give away the big ending. It's Troll 2, everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they're just gonna
Surprise to everybody.
No, they're gonna forward it to the end and then just listen to that. Nice going, dude.
Hey, after all the time we're putting into this, you guys better hear this whole thing.
No, we got some good movies on this one, dude. I'm pumped for these ones. Like, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is.
Not because we're good, just
Wow.
it's good to bash these movies.
Yeah, no,
I'm
we
just
stopped.
fucking lying to myself. I know it's gonna fucking suck. I'm just trying to get through it.
All right, well, let's get to the Jump the Shark segment.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, let's do this. I Know What You Did Last Summer. There are 3 movies.
Yeah.
This was tough for me because I remember years ago I watched I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I thought it was horrible. And then I talked to Dan about this show, and he said, no, man, it's really not that bad. And I was like, yeah? Just for the safe side, we went and we got I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer. But I watched both, either way. So, look, I have problems with both these movies, so maybe one of you guys think part 2 jumps, so we can kind of go over both of these.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that part 2 jumps. I just think that I have some questions about part 2. I did enjoy Jack Black in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I didn't remember him being in that movie. And
Dude,
he
that
was a nice
one of
little
his
bright
first
spot.
roles, dude.
Yeah, because that was 1998 that was made, so yeah.
God, that guy was never funny. It's amazing.
He is. You just don't know what funny is.
Dude, that is horrible. That was such bad. He doesn't know what to do with.
Have you ever seen Orange County?
He doesn't know what this is not what we're talking about though.
I understand that.
He doesn't know what to do with a script.
Yes, he did.
He is bad in this movie, dude. No, I agree. It's so bad, it's funny though.
It's such a typical approach to the role. It's such typical bullshit.
He was written to be the stoner dude. That was his thing. That's his persona.
He adds nothing to the role.
No, he doesn't. You're right. No, typical.
Wait, whoa. But he's a again, he's a stoner. What can you add to a stoner role? I don't understand.
Oh, dude, don't even get in this conversation.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
No,
Harold
Dan,
and Kumar,
no.
they did it right.
I understand
Smart
that, but
heads go
so then
against the stereotype. This went against nothing.
Yeah, well, what do you mean it went against nothing? He was a great force against that killer. I was very disappointed to see him die.
We can't get too into just him. All right. The problem I have with this is that it's so cliche to the max. Like, every single thing that can happen to this girl happened.
Yeah, but that happened in the first one as well, though.
And I mean Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like,
Right.
the jump scare, the kid bumping into her with his bike when they're walking in college, and then the door closing, and then she wakes up, and then she goes to do a light bulb, and it pops,
Right.
and then she tries to, when she tries to put it on, a friend is going through her closet instead of it being the killer. Like, it's so many cliche things.
Yeah.
So many things happen to this girl. Like, how many friends sneak around in your room at night with no lights on because they think you're out of town?
Right.
Like, if she thinks she's out of town, wouldn't you turn all the lights on and make all the noise you want because there's no one there to disturb?
Yeah, that's
No, because
true.
the neighbors in the building or whatever would think that she's being robbed. Of course, they're not going to turn the lights on.
Can I say
They'll call the
something, though,
cops
guys,
on.
real quick? Now, what did you guys think of the first one? Because that's what I really want to know. Like, what were your first impressions on that first movie? Right after Scream, dude. Like, now, this was a big movie, dude. Like, this made a lot of money. This was one of the big movies. And not a lot of people don't like this movie. A lot of people hate it. But you can't get around the fact that at the time it was a big movie. I find it kind of depressing. I mean, I liked it when it first came out. Like, listen, the first 20 minutes, half hour, whatever, of I Know What You Did Last Summer was fucking awesome. And then the rest just kind of, it took this depressing tone and never let up, you know? So what did you guys think of the first one, though?
Personally, and you guys will be surprised by this, I actually did not like the first one as much as I enjoyed the second one. I thought the second one was a little more entertaining.
Exactly. See? No, dude, I feel the same way. That's what I'm saying. The first one was so depressing, it made me want to fucking slip my wrist. Second one, at least it had like an upbeat tone to it. Like, yeah, she still had a fucking secret. She still killed this dude that was following her around. And Alex, I agree with everything you said, dude. So many cliche moments and just stupid
Ugh.
shit going on. I agree. But at the same time, dude, it's not a horrible watch. Like, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. At the end, the twist ending at the end of the second one was decent, dude. I didn't necessarily see it coming, you know? So it had a little bit going for it. Put it on the island, give it kind of a creepy feel. I think it worked. And then, but the shit with, like, the voodoo thing going on, trying to
Yeah.
off. There was a bunch of shit in this movie that was whack. I agree. I'm not saying it's the best movie.
No, I agree with you too.
I think it holds up, dude. Enough not be considered that it would jump the shark.
At the end, when I think about this movie, I picture the island and a lot of rain and dark clouds, and I think it's a great setting.
Right.
I think that's really a good idea,
Yeah.
you know? But there's just so many things that go on in this movie that are so cliche and dumb, dude. And you can't even say now it's cliche. Just cliche for then, dude. She's in the club. She sees the fisherman, this angle, this shadow, that shadow. She turns, a guy hands her a drink, and another jump scare. And then, jump scare number 50. Julie reads the note on her table, and it says surprise. And then someone's behind her, and it's not the killer. Jump scare number,
Yeah.
And then it just, like, a lot of things were so stupid. Even the whole thing about the Jack Black and the guy dying who was docking the boat.
Yeah.
The guy falls in the water. Jack Black just started walking away. He goes, help! Or he says whatever the guy's name is. Jack Black's name in the movie. He yells his name. Falls in the water. Makes a big splash. Jack Black doesn't even hear him. Then he gets up or something. Then the fisherman kills him. And then he falls in the water again, and Jack is now... then Jack looks back! How do you hear him 40 more feet away, but not the fucking first time? It makes no sense. And the first time, he screamed his name!
Yeah.
To get Jack's attention, and he still couldn't get it. But he gets it just because he fell in and made less noise, and from further away? It just makes no sense. It was so stupid. It's so, like, contrived. And, like... The kills are so repetitive and bad, like the one swipe over and over again with that stupid hook.
Oh, yeah. The hook was definitely played out.
Like, the only good kill with the hook was when he kills Freddie Prinze Jr.'s friend in the truck and pulls him out by his chin.
Dude, that was good, and then the Mekhi Phifer kill was good, too.
Yeah.
By the time Scream came out anyway, everything was cliche by that point, so...
These movies were supposed to, like, be a new phase of horror, like the new squeaky clean, high quality cast, like real actors.
Right.
We'll get to part 3, and you could tell the difference between real actors and not. But yeah, just Jack Black, dude. I mean, he made comedy jump the shark, so let's just get that out of the way.
Oh.
And dude, the cliches. I remember somebody being like in front of a mirror. They wipe the mirror because it's foggy, and it reveals the guy walking behind them. Like, are you serious? Do you think I didn't see that coming a mile, down the street?
But dude, how fucking smoking hot is Jennifer Love Hewitt in this movie when she's getting out of the fucking when she's getting into the
tanning bed?
Tanning bed. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's another thing that I had, and when the killer comes and kind of gets one of those plastic ties and, like, what is it? Secures the tanning bed so she can't get out. All right, first of all, when she finally breaks free, should she not be more damaged from being in the tanning bed? I think that was a little unrealistic if you think about it.
I don't know how quickly they work, really, so...
Well, it's not like Final Destination where you fucking burn up and your skin fucking lights on fire.
Yeah, dude, remember how Jack Death survived the tanning booth in Trancers?
I've never seen Trancers, so I don't know.
You don't remember? You never seen that?
I've never seen Trancers.
Oh, Trancers is on Netflix, I believe. I think they just took it off.
Mm.
Yeah, oh well. But dude, when Jack Black gets the head clippers rammed down his fucking throat, I was so...
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, no, like I said, this movie, I think it holds up enough to where it could be considered that it didn't jump the shark. But
I know.
By the time we get to number 3, it's fucking pretty obvious who wins this, in my eyes.
I know, but dude, that's the thing, though. But we have to do the first jump. You got to remember, dude, all the annoying stereotypes. The smart white guy who knows about fucking tropical greenhouse effects and coastal flooding, like, he accepts his nerdy, uncool role in life, and he understands that, and all the black guy cares about is smashing his chick when he, is reluctantly hanging out with his white guy, and it's so clear that, I don't know, man, cliche is the number one word. I keep repeating myself, but...
Did you like the reveal at the end, how it revealed it to be his son?
Yeah, I guess so.
And how they did the reveal, like if a normal person were to pay attention, the fucking, what was it, the capital of Brazil or whatever, like she got it wrong, and how they, pretended to be a radio show and stuff like that. Like, I thought it was pretty clever. I mean, not the greatest fucking thing out there, dude, but it held up, dude. I remember seeing this in the theater, and I wasn't like, oh, fuck this movie. I was like, all right, not a horrible movie, like, bad parts in it, but I was, somewhat entertained, good feel to it. Like you said, the island, good fucking setup.
Awesome setup.
So let's get on to the third one, dude.
Yeah, since you guys don't agree with me, I can't go with a 2-to-1 rating. We got to go to the third now. Yeah. So no one agrees with me. So let's go to part 3, which we can all agree on.
When you don't have Jennifer Love Hewitt in the film, still, that's when you lose it. Because when you make a sequel, and this is just a thought that I have. When you make a sequel to, in a franchise, and you lose, like, the principal cast member, is that an automatic jump the shark? Discuss.
No, because...
I don't think so.
Look at all the movies that survive without their people, so...
Yeah.
No.
Well, wait. Okay, then what's a movie that you think survived without losing with
Halloween 4.
It did not lose its principal cast member. You still had Loomis.
Oh, I thought you meant like Jamie Lee Curtis.
She doesn't count. The movie can go on without her.
Friday 13th.
Oh.
Part 4 was great but it jumped in part 3 though. But
well, no, because you didn't lose Jason. That's your main focus.
No, but even part 1. I mean, part 2 would be that example. It doesn't matter. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's a clear jumper right there. I don't think just because somebody's not in it, it could still be a good movie.
Right. Well,
I mean, I see your point though. But yeah, okay, Dan. The acting, oh my god,
dude, ridiculous.
That was it looked like low budget does not even describe what this is.
Well, it was direct to DVD, so.
Dude, it's like, it's supposed to take place in a Colorado town, like, in the summer, dude. It's like, what? Like, who does, like, that says it all right there. Like, they're trying to go for a creepy feel, dude, but it just doesn't work at all.
Dude, I think this was so low budget, it was direct to VHS.
Wow.
I don't even think they spend time pressing DVDs, man. Yeah, so listen, solo budget, and you cannot do that when you follow up 2 high-end horror movie predecessors.
Yeah, especially theatrical. Yeah, theatrical releases. You can't go theatrical to DVD release and expect it to be good or groundbreaking or anything like that.
Dude, you can't take a fucking franchise and use its name and fucking pawn a movie like this off on the people, dude. It's not right. It's not fair. Now, granted, when I went into the video store and I remember seeing this video without Jennifer Love Hewitt on it and, without the core cast or whatever, yeah, you're taking a chance. You're going in a different direction. But you know what? You're still riding off the name, so you give it a shot. And then you watch it and you're like, those motherfuckers, those deceiving, lying motherfuckers.
The first minutes you saw this was wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, even after this kid falls off the roof and dies, gets impaled. Remember when it was so funny because they're like, everybody saw you cut your arm, so the guy just puts the hook in fire and he cuts his arm a little too easily.
Right.
He just did it straight face, put it down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's keep the secret. Like, dude, you just put a huge fucking gash in your arm and you're totally okay with this. It was so, but you couldn't even act hurt. Even when you see the acting, the argument between the lead Amber and the guy on the deck about coming back from college or whatever, it so pales in comparison to the Freddie Prinze Jr. arguments,
right?
With Jennifer Love Hewitt. It just goes to show you that some people cannot carry a scene, and the directing, when they were arguing, the camera was 20 feet away. What kind of viewpoint is this supposed to be? We're supposed to be intimate and up there and feeling this emotions with these people.
Yeah, it wasn't even in focus.
It just doesn't play well, man.
Let's face it wasn't the same killer, dude. It was like the fisherman's jacket. It was like, what, the fucking ghost of the fisherman? Like,
Yeah, he had red eyes, didn't he?
so, dude, I don't even remember. I don't even want to remember this movie. It gave me nothing. It brings nothing to the horror fucking genre. It's dead to me.
And speaking of the killer, like, where did he come from? Like, it's so funny because we always give, like, Myers and Jason a pass for, like, no matter how they die or come back, but all these newer killers and stuff, we expect they're surviving to make better sense.
Right, right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
but where did he come from? Because nobody from the second did, you know what I mean? By the end of the second one, he was friggin' dead.
Yeah, he's like dead in this one, dude. He's like the ghost of the guy. Like he's like yeah.
Total ridiculous. It's
Exactly.
ludicrous. The whole thing is just
Is it?
ludicrous.
Is it?
This movie was like if one of us said, I'll go make a I Know You Did Last Summer. That's what it was really like. Like, dude, when he wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer in water next to the lifeguard
Oh, give
station.
me a
Oh,
break.
dude.
Ugh.
And then we have to go through the fucking obligatory whole phase in the movie where the lead girl has to convince all her old and non-current friends that someone knows what they did. We have to go see her convince them again. It's like, come on, we just fucking saw this in the first one.
Right.
You asshole. If we're watching part 3, we don't need to see this story again because we must have seen it in part 1, don't you think?
See, but that's why they did it. They did it that way because they figure, oh, well, that'll rope people in and make people like this movie. If we show them something familiar, they'll automatically latch onto this and think that it's great.
I know. You're right. It's such dumb thinking. It's so stupid. It's not intelligent. It's dumb. And even the part where the guy attacks the girl and when she's on that thing, the ski lift or whatever, 50 feet in the air, and all he does is break the window and take off after getting his picture taken. Like, what the hell kind of scene was that? What was the point of that? That it was pointless. They didn't get anything out of that picture. The scene made no sense, and then nothing came of it because it ain't like they looked at that picture and said, "Oh, it's this guy." Nothing.
I blame Sony.
Nothing. More boring swipe kills with that stupid ass hook. And dude, I love how everyone writing these notes to these people has the same exact handwriting.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
They all write, I know what you did exactly in the same font.
Yeah, dude. At least in the first one though, it was like a fisherman. Like that was the that was the shtick. That was like the weapon made sense for the fucking killer. In this one, it's like, why does he even have it? Like, he's not they're not even near a fucking body of water. They're in fucking Colorado mountain town. It's like, what the fuck? How does this even make sense? How does this even fit in with anything within the previous movies? Like, it doesn't do it for me, dude. When I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is this movie? I just remember feeling like cheated and like fucking dirty.
I wonder if anybody saw this.
Well, no, you know what I think would have made it fly more for me? If they would have continued the whole Julie James and Ray storyline with, the Brandy character, and it would have had maybe the two of them met. Well, no, you know what? I would have liked to have seen what happened from the end of 2 when she gets, like, pulled under the bed. Well, what's
Stupid
the deal?
ending too.
Yeah.
Stupid fucking.
I want
so
to
cliche,
see
dude.
that continue. Yeah, but I want to see that continue. I don't want to see, like, a no-name cast battling some phantom killer.
Right.
You know?
Right. It fell flat. And you know what's really sad? Like, the end of it where the fisherman gets pulled into that thing that's chopping stuff up at the end.
Oh, jeez.
I can't believe that, like, the Friday 13th remake took a page from that.
I was going to
Yeah,
say the
right?
exact same thing. It's ridiculous.
Dude, for real. Dude, this kind of epitomizes jumping the shark, though, doesn't it? Like, this is the
Yeah.
prime example of movies just fucking dipping out, dude. Went from something semi-decent to fucking complete shit.
I love that semi-decent to complete shit.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm glad we covered both to get a wide perspective
Yeah.
on this. I'm going to say,
So it's like choose your own shark jumper.
yeah, well, everybody should choose their own. This is just what we're doing for a goof. But, Dan, so what you're saying is that part 1 wasn't so great that part 2 was a jumper.
What I'll say is 2, it ain't as bad as 3.
Exactly.
All right, well, I guess so. The vote is 3
Oh.
Dan, 3 Mike,
Yes.
2 Alex. So 3 is the jumper.
So I still don't understand, Alex, with all that we talked about, that you're still saying 2 is the jumper, dude.
It's still bad enough to be a bad movie in a franchise.
No, it's not. No, it's
Still
definitely not.
sucks.
I really love that atmosphere. I really do. Like, just thinking about it, it seems cool. It's actually pouring right now, or at my house, and it reminds me of that. And I would like to watch it in this kind of a thing, but it's just too stupid.
So
They
do you
all
think
suck.
that
We're
3
just-
brought
we're
it back
just
then for you, or was 3 a continued shark jumper?
Oh, dude, 3 was shark shit. The shark ate this and shit it out.
Ah. Yeah.
All right. So let's get to Child's Play. Now,
God.
this is a controversial one. I mean, there's so many ways, and there's so... I watched all of them
Ugh.
to get to this show. Dan, you watched a couple, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched a few of them, dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want my overall view of the Child's Play series, though?
Yes, please, Dan, so I can destroy you for what I think I know you're going to say.
You ain't gonna say shit. The thing about these movies is I think it rides on one thing and one thing only. Fucking people's fear of creepy ass fucking dolls. And I think in the first one, second one, and then somewhat into the third one, it kept up a good feel of Chucky being a creepy little fucking doll. So with that said, dude, I never got into these movies. I've never fucking liked them. I understand why they're creepy. I've seen them before. Okay, I get it. That's why, all right, I see how that works. Like a little doll, yeah, that's definitely fucking sketchy as all hell. But that's where it ends for me, dude. I don't like these movies. It's not that I hate them. It's not like I'm like, oh, fuck the Child's Play movies. I just don't like them. I think they don't add anything. They really don't. I don't think they add anything to the horror genre. I don't think they...
Really?
Dude, it's just, like I said, other than that one thing, and I think with that one thing, if that was taken away, it wouldn't make it that much of a difference. That fear of creepy dolls and talking dolls, and, you know what I mean? Like, it served its purpose. It did what it did. But do I think it was, like, game-changing in any sense? No. Well,
Just,
all right.
well, just your overall opinion, I think, is way off base, and I think that I think that you're smoking something that makes you come to this conclusion that is completely just out there and totally wrong. But that's just my thought.
I mean, but you're not wrong, really. It's an opinion. I mean, you're not... I think it did change. I don't know if it changed horror. What do I know? I don't know anything about horror, really.
Dude, really, what did it do for horror that hadn't done it before or maybe after? Like, listen, dude, creepy little dolls, yeah, it's gonna work. I just think that's the only thing it fucking had going for it, dude. And it kept creating movies around this character that created, and that I didn't feel was ever scary enough. Was ever,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just never did it for me, dude. You know.
I don't think these movies are scary more than... I think they're... I always thought of it as comedy, and I thought that right down to the last week watching it.
Yep.
But... Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. Child's Play 3, look, it's a different kid playing Andy Barkley or whatever.
He's older.
But,
He's 16. Justin
yeah,
Whalen.
but, the kid sold it in his eyes with his reactions. It was good. The movie was solid enough. And you know what? That's one of those, like we talked about, is it a hot girl at work, compared to a hot girl outside of work?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where in a Child's Play, 3 gets a pass.
Right.
I don't think it jumped at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys agree,
I
or are we
totally
going to go
agree
into 3?
with that. Yep.
I agree.
Now we get to Bride of Chucky. Okay, Gentili, man, she was like smoking hot. Like, she had a hard face, but dude, and her voice sounds like she gargles like freaking sawdust and razor blades. But
Breakfast.
yeah,
Yeah, and her boobs were way too big.
No, perfect.
What? Get out of here, Mike.
Way too big.
And this was directed by the same guy as Jason vs. Freddy, as I'm sure most people already
Ronnie
know.
Yu?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But listen, Chucky was chopped up into pieces at the end of part 3. Like, he would have looked a lot worse than what, like, she sewed together. Like, right there. I mean, but that's okay. You can get it past. Oh, yeah, so, dude, that guy that Jennifer Tilly was dating, that
Damien?
Marilyn Manson. Yeah, the Marilyn Manson guy.
Yeah, the guy who's now a woman. David Arquette's brother / sister.
Right, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pulp Fiction.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
He fake kills people and takes pictures of it to look cool.
That was good shit. That really was.
Yeah. So listen, the plot right off is horrible. We're supposed to believe that Brad Dourif, because that's who Charles Lee Ray was in the beginning.
He's great as Chucky, by the way, too.
Yeah. We're supposed to believe that guy who looks like him, I like you as an actor, buddy, but look, you're not banging Jennifer Tilly, and she's not goo-goo over you, and she's not dying to marry you.
Right.
I mean, come on. Yeah, you're a thief. You're a common thug. You're not a rich guy. If you were rich, if you were really Brad Dourif, maybe.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, she married Sam Simon for his Simpsons money. So I could imagine why she would be with Brad Dourif if he was really Brad Dourif.
Good point, sir.
Yeah. Doesn't Chucky sound like Danny DeVito a little bit?
Yeah, dude. Like fucking the Penguin in Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, too, Brad Dourif was older by this time. I mean, he started with the character in 88, so obviously the voice is going to... Dude, if you guys want to hear him really kind of old as the character... Now, I know this month they're starting to shoot the new Child's Play, Curse of Chucky, in Canada, but the 20th anniversary, DVD, and then the subsequent Blu-ray release, they have a commentary with Brad Dourif in the Chucky character, doing commentary over the movie. It is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. This movie was like messed up right to begin with. Like they were going for it here. Like remember that like when she was having like an emotional scene, the camera's right up to her face and they pull away and she's laying next to this dead asshole in the bed.
Yeah. Dude, but what about hold on a minute though, but what about when she gets transformed into Tiffany and she's watching Bride of Frankenstein? Didn't you get like the symbolism there? Did you not enjoy that? Because you're a fan of the classic Universal films, so I figured you'd like that.
But that doesn't make sense though. He kills Tiffany, then puts her soul in the doll.
Yeah, because don't you understand? He wanted to be with her, and he wanted to make her suffer. So that's why he did it.
Don't you have to put their soul in while they're alive though?
No. Well, no, you don't have to necessarily.
Like everything changed in this movie though.
Yeah, but the thing is, she wasn't totally dead. Because there was a jump scare.
Oh, she was dead.
No, but there was a jump scare where she popped up afterwards. And then, so that was like the soul transferring from her into the doll.
Yeah, I think this movie sucked.
I disagree. I saw it 3 times in the theater.
Oh, God.
3 times in the theater?
Dude, you are fucked in the head.
Dude, I love that movie. The part, when they're in the RV and they're talking about washing dishes and he's like, what would Martha Stewart say? I love that. I thought that was great. And John Ritter, I mean, come on, dude. John Ritter in that movie was amazing.
Is that movie a Dimension film?
It is not. It is Universal Pictures.
We're just trying to figure out why you love it so much.
Yeah,
it's an amazing movie. Now, if you want to talk about jumping, the next one I think is, but that's beside the point. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
So
I just love how Tiffany's still addicted to cigarettes, even as a doll.
I never noticed that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Her soul is addicted to cigarettes.
I wish I could have a girlfriend that was a doll. That would be neat.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was really distracting was like that gay guy who was the friend of the guy who's trying to date John Ritter's daughter.
Yeah.
He's like 30 years old, dude, and he's in high school.
Yeah, wasn't that Katherine Heigl?
Yeah, that was like her first major role, I think.
She's just a bitch.
She's a bitch?
Yeah, she's a snaggletooth, too. I can't go for that.
What did you guys think of, like, the meta thing, like saying knives went out in the 80s, like they're being aware of that kind of stuff, and using a hammer is so predictable and all that kind of stuff?
No, but I like that because it became self-aware. And see, I like, in a sense, when movies do that. I think that makes them more interesting and intriguing.
I think it became a comedy because that's the only place it fucking had to go. Like you said, Alex, like that fucking... You've looked at them like comedies, dude. Well, by this one, they had nowhere to go. Like, whatever. Some people like these movies. It does it for them. Dude, these are just fucking so they're just ridiculous to me. I mean, I'll watch them. I'll fucking drink a few beers and watch and laugh at them, but in no way do I fucking try to analyze these movies. And I watched them again, but I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, let's face it. It's not even like, all right, with horror movies, a lot of the times you're going to be wasting your time checking them out. I'm already going and knowing I'm going to waste my time. So with that mentality in mind going in, it's pretty much a fun ride no matter what. So I don't take them seriously. I don't think of them in a serious manner. I just think of them as fucking stupid movies. Like you said, dude, third one was good. Last one, that was decent. Fourth one, I would say, personally, I think it jumped the shark. After that, it got worse, dude. I don't know if you want to get into Seed of Chucky, but oh my God, was that movie
No, Seed of
worse.
Chucky is definitely where I think it did, because, look, The Bride of Chucky was good, introducing Tiffany, that whole character was great. But then when you bring little Glenn into it, I think that was a little bit, like when they had sex in Bride of Chucky, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was hilarious. But when you bring forth a doll child, and the fact that two dolls could procreate is just, that's where you do go a little off.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of guys in a room somewhere that made this movie that are fucking dying laughing, dude. They just think it's the funniest thing. And you know what?
It is though. It is though.
I'm
when
sure
she's
it
like,
is. I'm
dude,
sure
but it
is.
is though. When she's like, when he's like, do you have a rubber? And he's like,
Yeah.
Baby, we're made of rubber.
His dick is rubber.
So fucking.
So stupid. That's the thing, Mike. He's smoking weed randomly. John Ritter's kill. Well, not. I think he was alive or something.
Yeah,
So
that was great. He's like, ugh.
yeah, the nails going in his face. So fake, dude. It was a joke at that point. But Child's Play starts off with a level that's hard to jump from. Let's face it.
Yeah. Right.
It's hard.
It is.
I'll say Seed of Chucky's stupid too, but this is it. This is the shark jumper.
Yep.
No, I definitely still say Seed of Chuck is the worst. And I'm looking forward to the new one, that, like I said, starts shooting this month, called Curse of Chucky, because they're supposed to take it to a darker place, and it's supposed to kind of pick up after the third one.
Always say.
Well, no, but it's
darker.
It's supposed to pick up after the third one, I think, and totally ignore Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. So you guys might actually enjoy that one.
Well, yeah.
See, here's the thing with news like that, and while I'm excited, dude, you never know what the fuck. Last time I heard it was going to be remade, and then
they are doing that, but no, well, see, there's a whole thing with the remake, though, and I'll just get into it for a second, because I don't know exactly what what listeners know and what they don't. Right. But the whole thing is, when Child's Play was released in 1988, it was released by MGM, and then Universal picked it up in 1990 for the sequel. Now, what's going on right now is there's a battle of rights between Universal and MGM for this remake, because they don't want to get together, and come to a middle ground, to decide who's going to produce this remake. So right. that's what we're in a legal battle right now, and that's what's kind of preventing us from seeing it. That's why they're making this sequel, because the remake script is already written. They're just trying to figure out who's going to put it out.
Well,
moving on.
I'll give it this though. Before we go to the next one, look, Tiffany stabs Chucky in his back, and then she says, "We belong dead."
Yeah.
Franken's Bride of Frankenstein. And then my mother always told me love would set me free. And then Chucky stabs her or something. Mm-hmm. And then it's weird because it was sort of emotional. And then you could see how fucking heartless he's like, "Get off my knife." And he pushes her away like she's a piece of shit, dude. And it's like she was sharing something sentimental.
Right.
And he just saw her, he viewed her as a piece of shit. And that was kind of like a damper on that.
But Alex, unfortunately, isn't that what most men do to women anyway?
I know, it's a sad commentary.
It is.
Yeah. Yep.
And when I saw that ending with all that, how it ended, how the hell did they come back in Seed of Chucky?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
No, none of it did. Fuck.
So
I don't even know. That's why I can't even fucking touch
Hey,
them.
Well, you got to look at it this way. They came back after the end of Child's Play 2 when Chucky was kind of, blown up like a garbage pail kid, and then, He's like,
Hi guys, it's Jamie from Devour and Evil Episodes. Look at me not missing the deadline. I'm so excited. Okay, I missed the deadline, but you extended it, and so, yay. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think, and I'm going to call that one at 1994's Next Generation, because I am pretty much, I don't really need anything after that, including that. Once we get to the Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger fiasco, then I just pretty much check out. Okay, next is Leprechaun 4. This was sort of a hokey series anyway. I thought the first one was original and fun. The second one, where he's trying to find a bride, that was kind of cool. Even the Vegas one had its moments that were entertaining. But once he goes to space, that's just like, wow. I mean, as we've seen from Jason, you go to space when you have nowhere else to go. And so I think that was a turning point for that series. Next, and this one, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Return of the Living Dead. I'm going to call the death time on that franchise at Part 3. And like I said, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that one because a lot of people think the movie's hot for one. But here's the thing for me. It completely changed tones when you got to Part 3. Part 1 and 2 were, they fit together. They had some of the same cast members. Even it was, I felt like they belonged to each other. And then Part 3 came along with a completely different animal. They had this whole romantic angle in there. And then, it was interesting, but I never could quite get into it. Have a great show, guys.
All right. Well, thanks, Jamie from Devour the Podcast, for leaving your voicemail on which you gave us a few franchises, When They Jump the Shark. Guys, what do you think? Texas Chainsaw 4, we both know that Mike agrees, and me and Dan picked Part 2, right?
Yep. Part 2 was horrible. 4 was really bad, though.
Yeah, but you gotta go with the first jump.
No, you don't.
Sure you do.
Sure you do. That's the point.
4 was horrible, so continue.
2, moving along.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to say that after the Bill Moseley interview...
Jamie, I love you for thinking that 4 jumped the shark. Thank you.
Yeah. After the Bill Moseley interview, I said, well, let me give this... He seems to really be into this Chop Top character. He's singing songs with his character, all this stuff, so maybe I was a little hard on this movie back in the day.
A little?
I go to put it on. It's worse than I ever imagined.
It's so bad, dude.
I'm so buying you that Blu-ray next week.
When Dennis Hopper is sawing the wood down and running around screaming, dude. I'm like, get me out of this nightmare. It's so boring.
It's classic.
Then she said Leprechaun 4. Now, I don't know these movies at all to even agree or disagree. Do you guys know?
Dude, I don't know. Is that the one where he went back to the hood?
No, that was Space. Leprechaun Back to the Hood was Part 6.
Yeah, she said Space.
Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't give it.
I don't know.
You want to talk about the Child's Play movies not getting me invested? Well, those fucking Jesus Christ.
No, I could agree with her on 4, since that's the one that I've probably watched the least out of the 6 films. So
I can't believe he actually watched the rest that many times to have one he watched less.
Yeah. Seriously, dude, right. I love Leprechaun. I saw the first one in the theater. And the second one in the theater, and then they went direct to video after.
Then she said Return of the Living Dead 3. I agree with her reasons. She said that the feel is gone. That's a fact. It's that is it a sci-fi movie? Because it sure feels like one. Okay, because 3 sort of seems like it's made for TV movie to me. But I'll tell you what, I enjoyed 3.
Yeah, the boobs redeem it. So continue.
It's so poorly done, but it has a thing to it that I just like. But I agree technically, if and when we do Return of the Living Dead in this, and maybe in Part 3 of Jump the Shark, it just might Might do it there, or even 2. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jamie, once again.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Keep kicking it at
Devour the podcast. Yes.
and evil episodes.
She should devour the skeleton crew. Yeah.
How's that?
I don't know. What the
You mean like a mashup show? Yeah, I would like to.
devour the skeleton crew. Get it?
Yeah, I would like to have her on.
Yeah,
on
no,
the
we
show.
got it.
Or we could call it. Or we call it the skeleton crew devours the podcast.
That's good.
Okay.
I wonder how they got that name, Devour.
I don't know.
Well, I know that I know David Anders did it as a solo show before she joined in episode 9, so he must have came up with that name.
Right.
So, okay. All right, so let's get to Hostel, the Hostel series of horror movies. When did Hostel jump the shark? Well, clearly Hostel 1 is what it is. 2 is obviously better.
Yeah, 2 was better than 1, and then 3 was a complete shit pile. I just want to say something about 3 before we get started. I don't believe that the crippled population was represented appropriately in that film.
How would you have approached the role, Mike? You've done years of method acting.
Yeah, I would have played it much more gimpy. I mean, you could tell the guy wasn't even like crippled. That's the thing.
Could you?
Oh no, he had no disability whatsoever.
Hmm.
He didn't even handle the crutches properly. I mean, come on, dude. And it was like a pity party. Feel sorry for me because I'm a gimpy.
Yeah, Mike does not feel sorry for himself. That's one thing I'll give you.
No, I hate myself and other gimps. That's just how it works.
He does. Now, here's the thing. This movie had, like... I didn't think this was that bad. But I'm going to put it in perspective, like we like to do, so we don't look crazy. This movie is as good and as enjoyable as The Wrong Turn, like 2 and 3 and 4.
Yep.
I've never seen those, so I can't see the comparison because I've only seen Wrong Turn 1.
Okay. I hope if anybody knows what I'm sure if you've seen all those.
Jerry does.
Yeah. Jerry just watched all the Wrong Turns, and thanks to you, we're not doing a retrospective on them.
Maybe one day.
No, we will. We'll hit them all. Yeah, we'll give it like a month and a half or whatever in between, just so it's a nice spacing. Yeah. Because we're not going to be here for 400 episodes to hit them all if we wait too long. But so look, the thing I liked about this movie, it had a lot of crazy twists. The twist in the beginning, you think that nerdy kid is going to be taken for a ride because those people in his room, and he's the one drugging them.
Dude, I saw that twist coming, though. Maybe I'm a cynical son of a bitch, but I saw it coming, dude. Yeah.
How could you, though? Because
that was cliche, though. That was too cliche.
They were in the room when they shouldn't have been, so how would he have planned that? You know?
What do you mean? Dude, I mean, any way possible. I mean, listen, didn't he give him the fucking booze himself?
Yeah, but because he wanted to avoid their shit.
I don't know. I got nothing on that one.
Dude, it was an already open bottle of vodka, I think. So that was really good. It looked like, no, here, let's try some beers so that he didn't get fucked over. And then he fucks him with it. Like, how do you have closed beers that are already drugged, dude? Does he work at, like, the soda packaging plant or something, and he puts the shit in there then?
No, you just get it, dude. You get a
syringe. Much on it.
You get a syringe, and you just stick it through the bottom of the can, and then you get, like, a little micro screw, and you plug it up.
But see, that's the thing, though. Watching Hostel 3 and watching the other two, how the chicks got the guys in the first one, and then in the second one, how, they got dragged away to the spot and stuff like that. Like, maybe I'm a cynical fucking horror movie watcher too much, and I'm looking out for that shit, but I knew in the opening scene something was going to go down, and automatically you think, okay, this couple's in on it, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, and I was like, it's the other dude, and sure enough, it paid off. I still think it was good. It's just, I think, the horror movie fans are way too smart for that shit now, and a lot of you, it's gonna be caught. So this movie wasn't horrible, dude, but from my perspective, I fucking loved the first two. So this one didn't hail in comparison to the first two.
Well, see, maybe you guys, like, you guys might not agree with this, but see, I'm not really a fan of the Hostel franchise per se because, see, I think that I saw all of the torture porn type stuff like that was done. The original Hostel came out in 2006, so Saw was released in '04, and I think that like all of it was done there. I don't think that Hostel brought anything new to that genre. I just think that it was a poor imitation of what Saw was trying to do.
Okay. See, dude, I look at that movie totally different, dude. That's a build-up movie. You don't see any crazy shit go down to the very end. It's one of those movies where every shot, the music, dude, you know, they're using music from The Wicker Man in that movie. So many homages to this movie and just fucking great shit in that movie. Like, there's tons of stuff that I can pinpoint and say, this is what I love. I mean, look at the whole fish out of water story, dude. I mean, you can't tell me that a movie about backpacking, being out on your own in Europe, wasn't depicted well in Hostel, dude. It was fucking perfect. I mean, yeah, with the kids, it was a little too much, but I thought it was cool, you know? At the end of the day, it's a horror movie, but they did that movie fucking incredibly well, I think. And it was a pretty low-budget movie, but for what they got out of it, dude, I think they killed it. And that's the thing about the torture porn, dude. Hostel fucking didn't take shit from Saw, dude. And I know that because I've heard Eli Roth talk about it. He was doing his own thing. Now, if you want to talk torture porn itself, dude, it's pretty much its fucking creator. I mean, what? You got these fucking guys, these businessmen, paying, fucking getting off on the fact that fucking they're killing these people. Well, that's pretty much the fucking definition. Am I right? So
Right. No,
that
you aren't.
movie in itself was a commentary on that in itself, dude. Now there were a lot of movies after that, dude, like Captive with what's her name, fucking
Alicia Cuthbert.
Exactly. There were tons of movies after that and stuff like that. But dude, the way that movie is done, I really fucking can't stand when people say that, dude. How it's just another torture porn or it is torture porn movie or whatever. Yeah, it's got that aspect in it, dude. But that movie is so much more, dude. Even just the shots in itself, dude. What a beautiful fucking flick. Look at the village they go into. I mean, movies like that you don't see nowadays that are well done like that. And it's not overtly violent until the end. And that's what I think. Look at the scene with Rick Hoffman, dude, when he runs into the guy in the fucking locker room and he's fucking all geeked up about killing the person and he's fucking just going nuts. I mean, dude, that's good shit right there. And that's two dudes in a fucking room, you know? It's two dudes in a fucking... In a room with lights, just two dudes talking, you know? That, to me, is creepy shit, you know? And that's one of the infamous scenes in that movie for that reason alone, dude. So, to me, that movie's so much different. I don't like when it gets put into that category. I know what you're saying, dude. Like, that's the whole basis of it. I get it. But I just think there's a lot more to the Hostel movie. So, with the third one, with that one coming around, it seemed like it was a good idea. They just built a lot on top of it, and it was a little too much for me. I enjoyed it, but from the other two, which I love, it was a big departure, and I couldn't really get into it.
And what about the sound effect when the guy was getting like drug away, when they put him in that chair and they belted him in, and then like he goes in the room, he's like, and they like dump that thing down his shoulders.
Yeah, that was cool too, man. See, dude, that's the thing. This movie was full of twists. Here's the thing, though. Like Dan said, it's for the smart horror fan who already knows that all this is coming. But I think,
are you gentlemen saying I'm not smart?
No, because I also didn't know. So here's what I'm gonna say about that. I don't know if it means we're stupid. I think that Dan is more trained in this because he is a fan of the Hostels, and this is going to be a crazy like admission, but I saw Hostel once and I never saw Hostel 2. And I saw Hostel when it came out. So I don't remember anything about twists or tone. I never saw part 2. I don't know anything about twists or tone. So to me, all the twists worked. So I got to see it from a pretty cool point of view.
Yeah?
I can't really determine the jump. See, to me, this was enjoyable because it didn't come down from anywhere.
Right.
So if you see this from that point of view, I'm telling you, it's not that bad. Dude,
right.
The chicks in the casino with the freaking hot, with that girl, Nikki, You know, and you were tricked again, like Mike said, when they grabbed the guy and they shoved the shit down his throat. Then all of a sudden, those two girls are not the people who are trying to screw you over. They're also involved. When they peeled the dude's face off, that was pretty cool. It's not...
Yep.
That was tough for me to watch. Is that surprising to you guys? Like, when they did that with the whole face peel, I couldn't... That was very tough for me to watch.
I'll watch anything.
Yeah.
See, I think you're right though, Alex, dude. You're right. It wasn't that far of a departure. But you see what I'm saying from seeing the first two. See, what I think in the first two is they relied a lot on the fish out of water story and then based all the sketchy shit that happened off of that. Kind of like, all right, you're in the middle of nowhere. You got nobody to call, nowhere to go. You're basically fucked.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a whole system of people that's trying to fuck you over, and it pretty much works 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Come the second one, they had fucking Gates in there. They since fucking what's his name, fucking Paxton or whatever his name is, Josh Hernandez. Is that his name? I don't know. Whatever. In the first one, Escape, they had a bunch of shit in the second one. Like, it was a good progression. You know, like, it made sense. It was the same Hostel. It was the same...
oh, really?
It was the same...
yeah, don't tell me too much, though. I want to actually see it.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is... from the first to second one, it was a nice progression.
Yeah.
From the second to third one, dude, all I gotta say is they brought it to Vegas. I mean, it killed it. It killed that fish out of water story to where, yeah, it's a good horror movie. It's still a good idea. It's still a good setup. But let's face it. I mean, the first one, fish out of water story. Second one, complete fucking character piece on the killers. And then the third one, it was almost just like, all right, we get the Hostel name. We're gonna take it to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I see that. No, I see it. Dude, it has problems. The roaches crawling in the girl's mouth, CGI to the pitiful pits.
Yeah.
But then you got like
Pitiful pits.
Then you got like the twist of that guy Carter being a member.
Yeah.
And dude, the chicks who were like the girls with the straps going down their tits. Like, how did those straps stay on so perfectly? I was very upset with that.
There were many cuts where they just had to reposition them so they were perfectly over the nipple.
That's too bad. But like Mike, the Gimp, and when he got shot in the dick with an arrow, dude, that was awesome. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think for that was the only enjoyable part because I just enjoy when other Gimps get hurt. So
yeah, and then
that was enjoyable.
Yeah,
and plus he played the character so bad that I was glad that he got like. You know, that was justice for me, seeing him get offed.
Yeah. And, dude, even at the end, like, it was a very good pacing. Everybody started getting killed at the end, dude. Like, everybody. The girl Hooker gets shot a minute after she was saved. I didn't expect that. You know, I thought maybe she would be saved. You know, the kid gets his arm chopped off. He puts the dude on the parking garage spikes. That was kind of cool. I mean, I see what you mean, though. It's direct to DVD cool, but it's cool to me. You know, I mean, the main guy dies when his friend locks him up, or we think, and then another twist. Now, here's that twist I saw coming. I saw that coming, but I thought it was a different kind of twist. I figured that he somehow told her that this guy did all this stuff, and she knew that he killed her husband, or future husband.
Right.
And then she was going to do something to him. I didn't know that he was still alive. So to me, it was a twist in a twist. Or maybe I'm just...
I like that ending. Now that you just reminded me of it, dude, that was a good ending. I like that twist. Yeah. It was satisfying.
So there you go. I mean, I'm not educated enough, and I will admit that, to give a jumping, but we just wanted to cover Hostel, so...
Alex, and I urge everybody out there, give the first 2 Hostels a try. I mean, I know it gets a bad rap, but just watch it for what it is, dude. Great fucking flicks.
Mm-hmm. So we agree on 3, even though I don't really have much say in this.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't a horrible jump. It was more like a little stumble and then a fucking nice little fall onto the soft grass.
Right. There you go. All right, so that's that. Let's get into the Creepshow. Creepshow 1, it was good. The Father's Day thing wasn't that strong. Good ending to it, though. I don't know. I don't want to get into too many. They were okay. To me, part 2 is better than part 1. That's probably unpopular. I don't know.
No, part 2 was fun, dude.
Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite horror villains, Sam Whitemoon, is in that one.
Yep,
And to some people, that's probably the worst story, and I like it. So that's just my opinion, though, of course. So there we go.
That's why you're special, Alex. That's why you're special.
Creepshow 3. If any of you had the misfortune of seeing this, starts off with a terrible animation of a kid who kills a dog and sells them as hot dogs. Right there, it's like, okay, this is obviously trying to set a tone. It did?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
The writing of the first story is like the writing of a cartoon. And it's acted like it, too. They press a button on a TV, and she leaves and comes back to a black family, then a Spanish family when they press the button again. Then all of a sudden, the girl turns into like a slime puss monster, and then she turns into a rat, and the guy takes her away. It's just an utter waste of time. It's so stupid. And the soundtrack, the score, for every one of the stories in this anthology is like cartoon music. It really is, dude. That's the score. What are you trying to put across here? I don't understand what this is supposed to be.
It's supposed to be shit, dude.
How
Shit.
are you calling this Creepshow? Like, it probably can be appreciated for whatever it is to some audience, not the Creepshow audience. It's just really wrong. The next story, this is pretty good. I even like the story. This guy, played by A.J. Bowen, gets a radio.
Yeah, that's the high point in the film.
A.J. Bowen's the shit.
Yeah. He gets $300,000, kills 2 people, and a radio's like, okay, now put the money in this room. A cop is going to come up. You have to get him out of here, And it basically guides him through all the shit in his life, and it gives him all the right advice. Okay, he's going to be coming up the stairs now. You have to get out of the room. And it all works. It's really cool, because I think everybody would like a radio like that.
Yeah.
If I had a radio, my life wouldn't be so fucked up right now. But then, of course, at the end of it, he distrusts the radio, and of course, a girl comes between him and the master plans of him and the radio. He chooses the girl over the radio. The girl shoots him, takes the money, and that's the end of that.
Horrible.
Horrible ending, and it really disappoints you. Really bummer.
Yeah, but that's actual life, though.
It is
if you
life.
Think about it, because in the end, would you not choose a woman over a radio?
Not a skanky crack whore, no.
Well, yeah, skanky crack whore, I can understand. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would ask the radio for how do I get a hot chick? Can you get me Eva Longoria or something?
Ooh.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Nev Campbell.
No. Nev Campbell is not hot.
Yeah,
She's really not that hot.
She's really not.
Oh, yes.
She's not even I wouldn't even talk to her. I know it sounds
Party
crazy.
of 5. Party of 5, my friends. Party of 5, my friends, gave me many a special night.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, because the Jennifer...
Creep. Okay, so then the next story is a manly ass hooker. She has bigger arms than me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I haven't seen this movie.
That's why Dan's silent. He didn't get to check this one out. We just had too much homework to do.
Yeah.
So for some reason she's a hooker. Some guys want to bang girls who are more jacked than I am. And maybe these guys are schmoes. You know what a schmo is, right? A guy who pays muscular women to wrestle with them and overpower them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I thought, So she goes to these losers' houses. You think she's the killer, but she goes to this one kid's house who seems innocent enough, but he has 3 bodies hanging on the wall. She ties him up. She does kill him, stabs him in the chest 10 times, comes out of the shower, and he has those big, freaky vampire teeth that look like a mask, and he kills her. I basically could have thought of that story in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, what the I was just going to say, dude. I was like, is this dude for real?
Yeah.
Like what you just told me?
That's the story. That was it.
That was retarded.
The whole thing is that she's the killer of somebody, like John's, I guess, and that she got killed. Wow. What a twist.
Unbelievable.
The next one, an old scientist is going to marry a smoking hot girl. And the music score, again, really sets a bad tone, kills all these stories. I mean, this was just like over the top. Don't take this serious nonsense. It's just dumb. So this one, this girl Kathy was like so over the top, dumb ditzy girl. She repeated shit. She don't remember how her and this old guy met. So these two kids think she's a robot. These kids are engineers. They want to do a prank joke. So they bang her over the head and cut her up without even checking to see if she's human in any real way. They find out she didn't remember him because she has amnesia, but by that time, they already cut her in pieces, threw her in the oven, dude, and like all this shit. It was just so, but the tone was just terrible, and even the doctor's reaction to her head in the oven sucked. Like nothing was good about this. It was like it's. I see what they. It's kind of interesting of an idea, but it's like almost as bad as like the Tales from the Dark Side show, like the bad episodes. It's like one of those, you know. And the final one, real quick, is it was about a doctor who's an asshole. He drops a hot dog on the floor, feeds it to a homeless guy who chokes on it and dies.
That had to be funny though.
He works. Mike loves gagging sound effects.
You love.
Well, that's what happens when they choke on it, you know.
Choke on it. I'm gonna pull that clip from you. So he works at a free clinic. He's a pill popper. He's really blunt with people. And here's the thing: that one was actually good comedy writing. You know, with some of his things, his reactions to the patients. But so the ghost of the homeless guy keeps begging the guy. He actually trades in pills for hookers.
Oh god,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So basically, they tie the stories as if they happen on the same night. You know, the anthology, but who cares? Like, it didn't add anything if it happened on the same...
It didn't add up.
Who cares that it happened on the same... Like, when the hooker meets this one, you see these two guys going into the professor's office before they tear the body up of his wife, and it's like, yeah, but who...
Lazy tie-ins,
Yeah,
basically.
but who cares if it happened on the same night? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, right.
So...
that's why Trick or Treat is so much better.
Yeah. Again, with the goofy music, the actor playing the doctor was good. So he dies of a heart attack because the homeless guy haunted him and scared him. Like, and at the end, I wonder what was all the character development for? Like, what was the point of him being mean to everybody and with the jokes and this and that? Like, what was the point of all that?
Right. What purpose did it serve? Yeah.
It's supposed to entertain us, I guess, until he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I just don't get it, man.
I'm not entertained.
Yeah, so at the end, there's no payoff. The tie-in makes no sense. It didn't mean anything. And, look, it's not the worst movie in the world, but is it worth buying? No. Would I recommend it? No. Does it complement the earlier Creepshows? No.
See, and I feel bad, because I think I told you off air, Alex, when that movie first came out, before, I watched it, based on the fact that it was Creepshow 3, I actually bought the DVD, and I think I paid $25 for it when it first was released on DVD.
Oh my god!
And
did you
believe
open
me,
it yet?
Of course I did. I opened it and I didn't watch it really because I was afraid to watch it until before we did this retrospective, and it's like
you're really
now
gonna
I
want to fucking watch it.
well now I really have. I have buyer's remorse now, and it's a shame that it came out so long ago.
This guy labeled it.
Definite buyer remorse.
Labeled it buyer remorse.
Yeah.
There's a term for buying shit movies. Buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Dude, I have that so often because I buy a lot of shit.
Yeah, you know what,
but
you know what I have with this movie? A fucking headache.
Alex, if you want, I'll send you my DVD, my actual store-bought DVD, and you could destroy it like you did Resurrection, except this one will be more impactful because it's actually a store-bought DVD.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Send it along with your Blu-ray of
Drag Me to Hell when I find it, yeah.
Oh, I found my DVD of that, dude. I might break that.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. So we have a special treat for you. Last time, we were very conscious of how long the shows were. We never wanted to go over an hour. It's a long story. So...
Yeah. It's a long story.
With a bad ending. When we recorded the first Jump the Shark episode, we actually had two movies or franchises we discussed that never made it. So we're going to give you a blast from the past, never heard before. In this next few minutes, we get into Amityville Horror movies and Saw movies.
Ooh.
And after that, we'll wrap it up with the grand finale of Troll, let's just face it, 2. And we will be right back. All right, let's breeze through Amityville Horror, the original franchise. There was how many movies, Mike?
There was, I want to say 9.
Are you kidding?
Let's see, there's Amityville, Amityville 2, The Possession, Amityville 3D, Amityville 4, Evil Escapes, Amityville Curse, there was Amityville...
Are you serious?
1992, wow. It's About Time, there was Amityville New Generation, there was Amityville Dollhouse.
Is Dan aware of this?
I think that's 8, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's... Wait, I might be missing one, but I think that's what we're dealing with.
I thought I was so hardcore into horror because I had 1, 2, and 3, man.
Dude,
I
you
thought
ain't
there was
seen
like
nothing
4,
yet.
maybe 5 with that brand new one out. Wow, I'm shocked.
Oh my god. Are we even qualified to do this? I mean, I only saw 3, but I could tell you it jumped in 3.
I disagree. Because like I said, dude, if you would see past 3, then you'd be like, wow, dude, 3 is immaculate compared to 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah, oh my god, dude.
I'm going to agree with you on a point. Part 3 was insanely boring, and the story... it was all right. The guy moved in, blah, blah, blah. A couple things happened.
Dude, Becky from Full House was in it. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, because I know her. Oh, yeah, you know what? I do know her. Yeah, the daughter, right?
Yeah, Lori Loughlin.
Yeah, okay. The movie, Dan, if you haven't seen this, and hopefully you haven't, it's a total bore fest. It's, it had a story. It wasn't compelling, wasn't captivating, wasn't really that great. And... by the time I'm going to say 6 minutes go by, all of a sudden, the chick, the daughter, like he's talking about, goes out on a boat with her friends, and I guess she drowns, and then they bring her back, and all of a sudden her ghost is in the house, and I'm going to say from that point on, it was a really good movie. That was good. But... mm-hmm. I don't prefer to sit through an hour of nothing to get to a good point. I'm not going to, watch it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So to me, yes, you ended it really good. There was even a really cool monster or ghost that came up out of the well. That was pretty cool. That killed the scientist. That was awesome. But I don't know, man. That it's going to take more than 20 minutes to make me say you were a great movie. And
a great movie, right, dude. And that's the thing with horror movies. It's like, some of them are great and hit on many levels, but a lot of them just fall flat and, say they have great moments or whatever. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, give them its credit, its nod, but, dude, it's mostly just crap surrounded by little bits of greatness or, likability aspects, so...
That was my nod. There you go. You had a good ending. That's it. I don't think Dan even watched. So, Mike, I'm going to go with 3. If you really believe
4.
The rest, if you believe the rest made that look better, because you remember this is when it jumped.
Well, no, 4 for me is when it jumped, and then Amityville 1992, It's About Time made it a little better. And scratch that. There is 9 as of right now because there is a movie called An Amityville Haunting that Asylum put out on Blu-ray and DVD, I think, last year. And it's kind of like a found footage Amityville film.
God, dude.
How could they put that on Blu-ray, but Friday the 13th Part 4 is not on Blu-ray?
Right.
I don't understand how this works.
Well,
how is Amityville fucking Horror 10 on Blu-ray?
Well, it's 9.
Or 9. I don't understand that.
Same thing.
How does that work in this world?
I don't know.
They thought they'd make more money off of that.
Oh, I bought it.
You bought it, of
I
course.
Oh, dude.
Well, Mike buys Mission Impossible for $40 and hasn't watched it since 2006.
You're right.
So, are you really gonna?
Actually, I've never watched Mission Impossible 3 yet. I have to.
Still, it's almost 7 years later now.
Yeah, well, I bought that DVD. The Blu-ray I bought, and I still haven't watched it yet. I have to.
Well, spoiler alert: Tom Cruise dies in the end, Mike.
Oh, fuck that.
That's
no
why.
way.
That's why they call the new one Ghost Protocol.
Don't play with me, Dan, because if that's the case, I'm going to be pissed off.
Well, anyway, let's gloss over this. I'm going to throw in a mention, though, and say that I really enjoyed the remake of Amityville Horror.
Oh, that was great.
Me too, bro. Yeah.
I don't know if you two know this, but the whole Amityville Horror, the actual house and true story whole thing, do you know that that's completely fake?
Really?
I've heard that.
It's a total fraud.
I think it's real. I think
No, it's not. Dude, none of that happened. That was based on those people abandoning that house. I don't have a shit. I wish I can get that clip. I could, but I would have to sit through a few Netflix documentaries.
Yeah.
I think there's actually a Netflix documentary called Amityville Horror. If you guys have Netflix, look up Amityville.
What Amityville? How do you have the Amityvilles? Do you have the DVD? Do you have the DVDs?
Yeah, copy DVDs. Yeah.
Do you have what do you have? Like, because they released a box set that has the three of them together, and there's an Amityville documentary on that. Is that what you have?
No, I'm referring to the Netflix documentary. I don't know if I just looked up haunted houses or if it actually is titled Amityville. I don't know, but it's totally a fake story.
That's horrible, dude.
Yeah, and I was so mad.
Think about how much that happens, though, based on a true story, based on true events, dude. That's in pretty much every horror movie that they try to sell these days. And that's the thing, like, Blair Witch days, like, when that stuff came out, it really worked. Like, that, the marketing for that movie was perfect. But you know what? It can only work once or maybe twice, It can work in, what's it called, Cannibal Holocaust and, a couple times. But after a while, even that new movie, Chernobyl or whatever, it's like based on true events and all this bullshit. It's like, come on, and it's supposed to be another found footage. It's like, get over it, Nobody's buying it anymore. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people are, but they're not getting it that these are the dumb people and they don't count.
Right. All right. Let's go to the Saw franchise. Unfortunately, I don't get to hear myself talk in this one because I don't know shit about these movies. Here's what I'll tell you. I saw part 1 in the theater. That was good. I saw part 2. I don't think in the theater. I think I rented it. And all I recall is that there's a very abrasive Hispanic gentleman in the movie. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he was so fucking annoying that if I was there, I would have beat the fuck out of him in about 5 minutes, and he would be laying in a puddle of blood about 20 minutes into the movie, and we could go on with the rest of our lives. He was so invasive and annoying, and I couldn't take his bullshit attitude.
Wow.
I think that is one of the worst movies I've ever sat through just for that. That irritated me enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that said, I didn't watch any more. So, have fun, guys. Break it down. Tell us where it jumped.
Well, me and Mike actually differ on this one. I believe. I'm not sure. See, I have my own ideas to where... See, I agree with that, Alex. I really do. But there's certain aspects to those movies, and actually none have absolutely nothing to do with the torture and stuff like that. I don't like those movies for that reason at all.
Right.
I like it for the storyline, And the second... told the story to where it brought it into a cool place. But here's the deal where jumping the shark, the term kinda, it's weird. You want to talk about going off the ledge or going, into the deep end, beyond, coming back basically.
Quality.
Right. Yeah, you want to talk about not coming back? Well, this one I think did. Number 2, you're right. You're absolutely right, dude. You're right on. It was weak. But there were a couple more after that which were really good and I thought told the story, brought it back rather, and because that's all that movie is. You know, you go back and you see, oh, okay, this connects with this and this and this and blah blah blah. I thought they did it in a pretty cool way to where I think it jumped the shark at number 5.
Right.
See, I liked 3 because, you know, it had to do with, it answered a lot of questions and Jigsaw died in it. And I really liked number 4 because of the parallel storyline it had with 3. And I just liked that concept where, you know, that was the big twist. And I liked it. I thought it was a good idea. So with that said, I think if you look past 2, you know, and 2 wasn't horrible, but you're right. They kind of overdid it. And I think really if they left Saw, you know, number 1, I think it would be perfect. But if you really look at the whole story played out, you know, the last one, Mike, you know, we agree on that. The last one was complete shit. And the one before that, I think was shit too. I know you don't agree with me on that, but I don't know. I'd say 5, or I'm sorry. Yeah, they jumped the shark at 5. I don't know. But I think everything after that was crap. What do you think, Mike?
Honestly, I think it started with 4. Because, like, look, 3 was a nice trilogy. It wrapped it up really well.
Yep.
The thing is, like, 3 ended on a cliffhanger note. Like, you didn't know what was going to happen to the father, you know, to the daughter and all that stuff at that point. And, you know, that's the way they ended it. And then 4 kind of started, and they, like, rushed through that to get to this whole backstory thing. And it's like, I don't care what was going on while the other movies were happening. Jigsaw is dead. The main central character is dead. So why would you care about what's going on in that world, like, around it, to keep it moving? You know what I mean? It was not necessary. So really, I think, look, 4 was, 5 was, we both said, complete shit. 6 brought it back, and then 7 was just an utter disappointment.
Dude, 6 did not. I don't know, man. I don't think 6 brought it back at all. But okay, that's fine. I mean,
I'm
I guess
not saying it brought it back completely.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that it was a better movie than that 5th one. And the 4th
5.
one.
Yeah, 5. I did not like. That's what I mean. That's the one that I think it went downhill. So, but dude, 4. All right, Mike. You want to talk about twists though in horror movies? You don't think that at the very least, dude, that's a pretty good concept? That was a pretty good idea to go have a movie kind of go parallel to where if you were to look back, dude, you can see certain things that happened and how certain storylines played out and how they intertwined. Like, I think it's a fresh idea, dude. That's why I give it its dues. That's why I give it its props, its credit.
Well, I can understand that, but I think personally, I think that it was a blatant cash grab from Lionsgate because they saw that the first 3 they put out basically one every year, and it's like they're
all cash grabs, bro.
Yeah, they're like, dude, like the first one made so much money, second one made so much money. And I think they were going to end it with the 3rd one, but when the 3rd one brought in money, they're like, you know what? We can't let this end. We got to figure something to keep it going. So then that's when they're like, well, what can we do? And I just thought that it was like them reaching, like really reaching to try to keep the thing going, like to suck every bit of life out of it that it had.
So it's number 5 for me. It's what? What did you say? 4 for you?
Yeah, it's definitely 4 because see, without 4, they wouldn't have gotten to a 5. So.
Well, that is true, Mike.
Right. So I got it. Yeah.
We can both agree that 7 was horrible. How they bring Calios back there, he was horrible, dude. They could have figured out so many cool ways. Now, in the beginning, when they showed him crawling out and throwing his little nub, his little stub on the thing to cauterize it or whatever, to cauterize his wound and all that, it was exciting. It was like,
it was.
God, they're gonna bring him back, and then it went downhill.
I remember. I thought the same way. I'm like, dude, he's coming back. That is awesome. Then I'm like, you know what? But he's barely in the movie, and the scenes that he's in, he's a very talented actor. He's done a lot of great work, and they underuse him so bad in this movie.
It's almost insulting, dude, to not only the series, but to him, bringing him back. Because, dude, think about that first movie. He was that movie, basically. Like, you know? So, bringing it back, dude, the way they did, horrible. And it's so sad because, the Saw franchise gets a bad rap. But like I said, I always enjoyed the storylines. I thought it was something kind of fresh, and it's cool to see how the movies intertwine with each other. They could have ended it kind of saying basically, okay, maybe all the sequels in between, if people don't like them or whatever, however they feel, we can go out with a bang because we started with a bang, and we can end it really fucking cool. But they didn't. They fucked it up. They just totally, went for the, like you said, the cash grab, Mike. You go in, you get the loot. That's exactly what he did. He said, listen, I'm going to phone this sucker in. And even his character, like, who were his fucking thugs? Who are his boys in the mask? Like, wait, they didn't explain that. Like, it's just
they
bullshit.
left it open
Actually,
again.
I heard that's not even the last one. I heard that maybe even making another one.
Oh,
So.
I'm sure they will eventually. I'm sure they will. And see, that's the thing. Like, look, as much as I don't like 4, 5, well, I don't like 5, but as much as I don't, like 4, whatever. If you really want to look, if I really want to look at it, I'll tell you this. They weren't that bad compared to what 7 did, because 7 was just a complete and utter failure that didn't need to be made. If
and that was in 3D
wanted
too.
to do, just wrap it up at 6. Wrap it up at 6. And
Yo,
then
Alex,
would have been
shut
fine.
up, dude.
Hey, listen, I don't know what the fuck you two were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, I hope everyone listening is really into this, because I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what's going on right now.
I really don't. I feel like, back when I was, 18 and all my friends were talking about how good their blowjobs were, and I'm like, oh my God, Mike, why would you do that sound effect? Let's play that tape again.
This week's sound effects brought to you by Disgusting Michael J.
Yeah, this week's blowjob sound effects brought to you by a guy on our show.
Dude, you know what you can do, Alex?
All right, so your final judgment. What is it, guys?
Saw 4.
Saw 4, and Dan?
Yeah, I'd have to say I liked 4, so I'd have to say 5.
What's up, fellas? It's Jason here from Horrorphilia. And I guess I'm on 3 different podcasts: Much of Madness, More of Sin, Evil Episodes, and the upcoming Carnival of Decadence. So that's enough of my plugging. I do have a few suggestions here of movies that I think that jump the shark. And I'll start off with the 2 big franchises that I could think of. The first one's Halloween, and I think I agree, Halloween 5 was the big shark jumping. The first 4 are just awesome. I mean, I could see anyone rating any of those 4 like an 8 or above. Some people have their own favorites between the 4. I personally like 2 a little bit better than 1, but regardless, 1, 2, 3, and even 4 are all just awesome quality. And part 5, even though I don't hate it as much as y'all do, I think, or at least Alex does, I definitely could see it was a big drop. I thought the look of it looked pretty good. I mean, professional cinematography and all that stuff. Just something about it just lacked, man. I don't know. I don't know if it was the pacing, the story, just something about it. It just wasn't there, man. So that's my first pick of the major franchises. Now the second one is Return of the Living Dead, and this one I do love all the first 3 at least. Part 2 I actually don't like it as much as some people. I do enjoy it though, but I don't think it's a bad entry at all. I love part 1, part 2's okay, and I think part 3 is underrated. Part 3 has some really good gore effects, and I dig it overall. Now, part 4, the thing about part 4 and 5, if you don't realize, they were pretty much released almost the same time. I think they're on DVD, they were actually released the same day, if not maybe a week apart from each other. So it's, I can't remember which one was which, Necropolis or Raid to the Grave. I can't remember which one was in what order, but they're both shitty. It doesn't matter, especially in comparison to first 3. Maybe as an indie zombie movie, it's okay, but part of the Return of the Living Dead franchise. Both of those totally jumped the shark, man. I was highly disappointed in both of them. I haven't seen either one in a while. I remember being super disappointed in both of them. Those are the two major franchises. Now I'm going to talk about some smaller franchises that I don't know if people are going to talk about. The Wishmaster series, which on Horrorphilia we did the entire retrospective on all four of those. The shark jumping on that is part 3. Part 1 I think is awesome. The candy effect. Same thing on part 2. That's a really good effect. Part 2 is not quite as good as 1, but it's not a steep drop off. I mean, they're good companion movies back to back. Now part 3 though, oh my God, man! When you get to 3 and 4 are actually directed by the same guy, and I'm not sure if they were filmed at the same time. I wouldn't surprise me if they were. They look almost the same quality. But part 3 is like this is an indie version of it, and it is so cheap looking. The Wishmaster Jin dude is like, there's scenes of him out in the field like sword fighting one of the main hero guys of the movie. It is so fucking cheesy and terrible. I mean, it's a huge step down from the first 2 Wishmasters. So that definitely jumped the shark in Wishmaster 3. And part 4 is a little better, not much better. That's my first 3, and then I've just got one more I want to drop here. And I'm pretty sure no one's going to mention this. The only reason I'm bringing this up is I'm reviewing it this week for Horrorphilia, and that's the Scarecrow series, which if you're not familiar, they made 3 of those straight-to-DVD movies, Scarecrow. And then there's part 2 is called Scarecrow Slayer. And then the third one is called Scarecrow Gone Wild. And none of them are great, but I do admit the first one is kind of fun. If you like Scarecrow movies, it's definitely worth watching, especially just for Tiffany Shepard alone. It's one of her earlier films, and she has really short hair, and she looks totally different than what she looks like now, but you can even tell back then that she had a good screen presence to her. But Scarecrow, the original one, is decent. The main problem I have with part 1 is it's cutaway kills. You don't get to see all the gore, which I have no idea why they did that unless they just didn't have the budget. Because I know it didn't go to the theater, so they couldn't have been worried about that. So I enjoyed that one. So where it jumped the shark on this series is definitely part 2 and 3. Starting with 2. Oh, my God, man. It has Tony Todd in it. I was expecting, oh, man, this has got to be a step up from 1. Maybe they had some decent rental sales and got a bigger budget. But no, sir. Part 2 is abysmal. It has some of the worst CGI you've ever seen. I'm talking like PlayStation 2 graphics are maybe better than some of the stuff that's in this. And it's all green screen. Tony Todd is in it for like 10 minutes maybe, and he's horrible in it. I thought I'd never say that, but I don't know if it was his dialogue he had or his performance. I mean, he totally phoned it in. I'm sure he was on the set for maybe one day to throw his lines out. The Scarecrow 2, which is Scarecrow Slayer, is just abysmal. So it definitely jumps the shark in there. And then part 3 is barely better. Part 3 has Ken Shamrock from the UFC. He's in that, and it's terrible also. So I'll throw that one in there. Scarecrow one's worth watching, but it definitely jumped the shark in 2. That's all I got, guys. I can't wait to hear the show to see what more franchises y'all got. Like I was telling Alex, I don't hate too many. I like a lot of these franchise movies, even the bad ones. So there's not too many that I absolutely hate, but I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say. Until later on, peace.
All right, guys, here we are. When I was thinking of the show today, I said, should I be a little more professional and not drink when I record this? And then I looked at the movies that we were going to talk about, and basically,
I don't know, what was that?
Mike, if you ask one more time.
Yeah. Was that a bottle cap?
Yes.
Ah, I see. Do you twist off the tops yourself, or do you got a little bottle opener that goes dunk?
No, I put it in my teeth.
Ew, you're a sick fuck.
I'm hardcore. No, I was kidding.
I met a guy who used to crack it open with his eye socket, dude. No fucking lie. He was crazy.
Dude, I knew a guy used to crack him open with his asshole.
Ew. Ew.
I don't want that beer.
His teeth was probably killing him.
That was the problem. Nobody wanted to drink him when he opened them.
Ooh, I would just to see if it tasted like asshole.
Yeah, Mike's like, yep, I've tasted this before. It's asshole.
Yep.
All right, listen, I don't consider myself a sheltered person when it comes to movies. Or anything. I mean, you know, I pretty much grab life by the balls. Or let me rephrase that. I pretty much grab life by the tits.
Mm-hmm.
Yet when I went to Blockbuster back in like 2000 or so, and I saw a Troll double pack, and I rented it, copied it, I thought I discovered the absolute worst movie that no one else knows about. I thought, like, who else would rent this shit? And when I saw this documentary, The Best Worst Movie or whatever it's called, I was so let down. I felt like my whole world was crushed. Like, everyone knows this? Like, who is...
You thought you were the only one?
Oh, dude. It's like, who is why? And, you know, it's funny. There are people in this world who watch Troll 2, like, every week. Remember? Like, those people in the documentary? They watch it, like, every day or every week.
Yeah, they're insane.
All I could tell you guys is, like, what you're doing, it's a colossal waste of time.
Yeah.
Like and you know what? You guys thought that I was nuts when I told you about my Halloween 6 watching habits when it first came out. Watching Troll 2, ugh.
Yeah. Dude, okay, let's get into... Just the beginning parts freak me out, because the scary thing is, like, when this grandpa was telling this kid the story about, like, the trolls and everything in the beginning, this kid has a Batman poster that you see to the far left on his wall.
Dude, I used to have that same exact poster on my wall.
Me too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's where my I had it where my Danielle Harris pants are hanging now.
Oh god. Yeah, if anybody wonders why we have Danielle Harris pants on our dungeon wall and our logo, it's because those are Mike's.
Yeah.
That's a true story, folks.
Yeah.
I put a picture on our Facebook if anybody wants to see them. I think I did post a picture, didn't I?
Stains and all.
Mike's sitting in the middle of that table. I'm on the left, Dan's on the right. Listen, this movie can't get one thing right. This kid has multiple baseball teams on his wall. Why would you have the Cubs, the Mets?
Maybe he just likes baseball. Like you like football, maybe he just likes baseball.
Dude, I only have Bears stuff in my room. Why would... That's like me having...
Yeah, well, he's diverse. See, he's not boring. He likes to switch it up.
That's like having the Sox and Yankees right next to each other.
That's a problem? I didn't know that.
He was repping 5 different baseball teams on his wall. Who does that? Like,
who does that?
Nothing.
Who has time?
Nothing was right about this. And, so, anyway, this movie is just completely ridiculous. The trolls, the actors, the acting.
They're in pajamas. They're in footy pajamas. The trolls are in footy pajamas.
They don't even call them trolls in the movie. They call them goblins. Why call them goblins? Call them
Nilbogs. Call them Nilbogs.
Yeah, they're from Nilbog.
Dude, I know, right? One of the best things in this movie, I think, are the zoom-ins, when they zoom into somebody's face and then they get the reaction.
Oh, God.
It's some of the
Oh,
most
my God.
Yeah, like, dude, some of the reactions this kid has is fucking retarded.
They're gonna eat me, and then they're gonna eat you, and then they're gonna... Shut up. Who cares? You deserve to be eaten, you whiny fuck.
That small scene where he looks up and you see those things eating the girl, it is kind of creepy that they're going to be doing this to me in a few minutes. That's the only thing. That was like a tiny bit of, that was sort of okay, but then he goes,
they're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
and then what's with the green jello coming off of everybody, like oozing out of their like face and
supposed to be blood.
They sweated it. Like, I don't know what it like.
No, but humans did it. How did humans get the green jello shit in them.
Because they eat the food and sweat that shit out of their heads.
Guys, I got a serious question to ask you though. Now, the head guy with the beard and all that, right? You know the guy, the bad guy. Was that
the guy that got burned?
Yeah, was that the same guy in Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Who played Pee-wee in the movie?
I don't know.
I'd have to look it up.
Fucking guy.
He did look like him.
It was him, dude. Dude, watch the movie again. It was fucking him. I'll put money on that.
Yeah. There's a couple good things. The kid turning into a tree was pretty cool. They did decent there. I do like the whole grandpa talking to the kid angle. That's really cool. It's bad, but it's cool. But check this out. The most ridiculous, like, nothing about this movie is right.
Nothing added up.
Nothing. The grandfather says to the kid, does anybody know the kid's name so we could just keep saying his name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Jeez. All right, so the main kid, everybody who's seen this knows who we're talking about. He says, let's just call him Joey. He says, Joey, you have 30 seconds. And he snaps his finger and the whole family freezes and the kid has to find a way to make his family
what the fuck was
not eat the food. So the kid, after he snaps his fingers, the kid walks around the room, stares at everybody, big dramatic thing. That went on for 1 minute and 12 seconds.
You timed it?
Yeah, I timed it. Nothing. Because I said, wow, this is the longest 30 seconds of my life. I went back and rewinded it and I hit my stopwatch. It was 1 minute and 12 seconds. And when he's walking around the room looking at everybody, wouldn't you pull the food that they're opening their mouth and about to bite? Wouldn't you pull that out of their hands and throw it across the room or something? Like, wouldn't that be... Like, what if when they woke up, they didn't see him pissing right away and they just ate the food?
Right.
Like, it just made... Like, nothing about this was thought out or done right.
What about the boyfriend that follows the chick there who has, like, a gay speech impediment? Like, what the fuck is going on with him?
Yeah, and he hangs out with dudes the whole time.
Yeah, dude, the whole movie's so fun. Like, and here's the thing. Going into this movie, I didn't watch the documentary, by the way, but going in, I heard it was such a horrible, horrible movie. Now I'm thinking, all right, well, what level of horrible is this? Like, is it just, like, bad, like, oh my god, this movie's bad, I can't watch it, or oh, this movie's so bad it's funny? Dude, it's like a mixture. It's almost like, and I've heard this point be brought up too, like, did these people know it was such a shit movie when they were making it? Like, they had to have.
No.
Because
I think everybody loved it.
Dude, remember the...
How, dude, then people were fucked. I got no fucking humanity.
By the way, guys, I just looked it up. And it is not the same person from Pee-wee's. Do you know that was James Brolin in Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Oh, wow.
That played Pee-wee. Yeah, there's no way that James Brolin would
Didn't
stoop
it look like
so
him,
low. It did kind of look like him, but he would not stoop low enough to do Troll 2, I don't think.
I'm a loner, Dottie.
Real quick, I want to play a clip of the acting. The girl in the bedroom when she's working out and the boyfriend comes in through the window. Just listen.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen to this delivery.
Elliot, what kind of idiotic joke is this? You scared the shit out of me.
I'm the victim of a nocturnal rupture. I have to release my lowest instincts with a woman. Oh!
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
Wouldn't it be too hard? If my father discovers you here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them. He can't stand you.
And you?
I like you. But my family doesn't like you. They say you're good for nothing and that you spend way too much time with your friends.
Oh, but I swear I never see them.
Elliot, how long is this going to take?
We're sick of waiting for you.
Don't you want to come to Tonino's with us, Holly? Don't you want some pizza?
Yeah, these are cute.
These are cute.
Hey!
Do you see?
What's wrong with having friends?
Nothing, if you want to remain a virgin for life. You take them to bed with you, too. And I don't believe in group sex.
Is it true that your family's going on vacation tomorrow?
Yes.
I'll come with you.
Okay, I'll tell my father that you're coming with us tomorrow.
Where are we going?
Nilbog, a wonderful half-empty town. It's an exchange. A family from the country is coming to live here, and we're going to live in their house. Oh, Elliot, it will be wonderful. You and me, in the woods. This time, we'll be able to be together for sure.
What baffles me the most about this whole thing is that the 7-year-old was the best actor in the family.
Yeah.
How do you have the least amount of experience, but still you top off 40-year-olds and a 20-year-old girl?
How about the mother, dude, with her eyes? Like, what was up with her?
When you see the documentary, you'll understand better.
Okay.
She's one of those cat people. You ever see the ladies with 40 cats in their house?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the cat lady on The Simpsons.
Yeah. She's a younger version. The music during the chase scenes.
Ma'am! Please stop! Oh.
Stop, I say.
What the fuck?
Stop, I say!
Check this out, though. That blonde that was being chased in the woods, and then she was eaten, and that's when he said, they're eating her, and now they're going to eat me. She was hot.
Yeah, she was.
I'm surprised they got somebody of that caliber to be in this film.
When you look at the acting, look, I've never seen a movie like this in my life. Who the fuck was in charge of the casting? Helen Keller? Could she hear any?
Ew.
Yeah. The worst was what got me really sick was, now look, corn grosses me out, and there's a scene where I guess one of the boyfriend's friends in that is in there, and they're on that corn. Dude, I swear I had to fast forward through that because I almost threw up. Like, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it.
Dude, I just don't understand what they were trying to do with this movie. I really didn't. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And that's the thing. It was funny to watch, but only with your friends getting really shit faced. Because anything else, it's kind of awkward, dude. I was sitting in here by myself, and I'm like, this is kind of weirding me out. This is a little over the top.
A little over the top.
I was straight the whole time watching it, and I was like, whoa.
No, not me.
Oh, dude. And of course they had to throw in bad 80s dancing with the girl in the room before she sees Grandpa's head in the mirror.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, ready? Let's do a little debate here. Who was the worst 80s dancer? Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Jessie. Or Troll 2, that bitch.
The bitch.
That bitch.
She was so... I never seen an actor worse that actually got a part in a movie. Where were the standards? It's because, listen, we all, haha, it's funny, worst movie. They did not know that, and that's the approach you got to take when reviewing this.
Yeah, I think people actually... I heard that people in the cast actually went to the movies and watched it and had no idea that was the type of movie they were making.
Can you imagine the poor editor, he gets the first roll of film, and he's like, so take 3, and he just forwards to take 3. He goes, this is the best one? Are you sure?
Well, I guess we should just use it because it's the best and it's the only good one that we got.
There's no B-roll?
And by day 3, he's like, this is all like this.
They put this movie on Blu-ray, guys. Do you know that?
I love how this is on Blu-ray and Psycho 2 and 3 are not. I want to...
Right.
There is no God.
There isn't. If you want to do... if you do that, there isn't. There definitely, It's ridiculous.
This just freaked me out. Grandpa says to this little kid, Joey, he won't tell the parents directly. He's just going to keep talking to Joey because the mom never listened to anything he ever said, especially when he was trying to tell her not to marry this asshole. Grandpa, did you try telling her as a fucking ghost with a floating head? I think,
yeah, right.
Maybe get a different reaction than when you were alive.
Yeah.
And you told her not to marry her asshole boyfriend.
Right. Dude, there's one time, too, where he's trying to he's like, oh, we should have a seance, the chick says. And they're trying to summon Grandpa for the longest time, and then they get him there. Okay, all right, whatever. And then shortly after, I don't know how long, dude, I couldn't fucking tell you. not long after Grandpa shows up again, and the kid barely fucking talks to him. He's trying to tell him shit, and the kid's just fucking ignoring him. It's like, what the fuck, dude? What is going on here? Like, he tried so hard to get that floating head, like fucking in Power Rangers. And he was just
How come the head just came and went out of nowhere, but they try to get him there, and it's a fucking hassle?
And sometimes it's his body, and sometimes it's just the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he turns into homeless guys hitchhiking. Sometimes he's completely alive with a fucking fire extinguisher in his hand. Like, what the hell is this?
And then sometimes he fucking hacks trolls with an axe. What was that all about? He came up, he's like, Grandpa!
Yeah, since when does he become a physical, real thing? Dude, nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing made sense. These actors couldn't even jog convincingly. When that kid was jogging and the cop picked him up, and dude, a cop serving you a bright green hamburger, it's got to register in your mind like, this is not normally what I eat, and I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yeah.
This is not normal behavior.
Who just eats that?
Yeah, who does that?
Who's a worse actor? Holly, the daughter, or that bitch in the old church house? And like, what was she supposed to be, like a Disney character?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Holly was not great, but she wasn't the worst.
Mike,
so.
do I have to
What?
play another clip? Holly was not the worst actor?
She wasn't the worst, but she wasn't great, but she wasn't the be-all and end-all worst in the movie.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I am?
You're out of your mind. Is there any movie that is acting that's this bad? I mean, I've never seen a movie with such bad actors. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Never. I haven't,
No.
Alex. No. I agree with you.
I've made some like that, but, you know.
I was going to say Camp Out Nightmare.
Yeah. Did anybody watch Mike's movie yet? Can you please toss this guy a bone? And please review it. We'll promote the hell out of you if you waste your time with this.
Yeah.
Just the things that just occurred to me. Like, what was the message of this movie supposed to be? Like, is it a vegetarian thing? Do you guys think anything could have saved this movie? Like, let's just say you take the script. You keep it.
Yeah.
A better director? Soundtrack?
No.
Acting?
No.
Nope.
Setting? Budget?
You could say all those things, and there was something wrong with every single one of them. I don't know if there's anything wrong with the budget.
Dude, it's ridiculous. I mean, the movie in itself should have never been made.
That's what I'm wondering. Who the hell approved of the script? Could you imagine these assholes in Hollywood? There's people that probably write some good shit. They can't get nothing approved. Somebody read this and goes, this will work. I'm going to invest $500,000 into this.
Like, can you imagine writing the script for Troll 2 and just being like, finish it, but killed it?
How do you even release this movie? When it was being edited, and by the way, this movie has no score to it. If you didn't know, I can't remember a single subtle score in it, and the music during the chase scenes and the music at the end, everything is just so bad, man. It was like something done on a Casio. It was just so unbelievably bad.
Dude, it was like a bad acid trip.
It really was. I thought I had LSD in my beer, dude. I was like, what?
Yeah, dude, that's what it reminded me of. Things just not making sense.
But here's the thing, though. I think the lighting and directing could have really put this movie up a few notches. And, of course, costumes. Dude, I'm telling you, when that bitch was running around in the old church and all her phony acting and the big eyeballs and the glasses and all that, if you had her at a different zoom in and the lighting was different, it was all the same lighting, and it was all cheesy, bad 90s lighting for, like, made-for-TV movies. Like, there was so much that could have improved this movie, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It just made no sense. And even the casting, like we talked about, but even the townspeople, I swear one of them was a guy in drag.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, dude. Yeah, those people were fucking creepy.
How do you put people in masks that make no facial expressions?
Well, they're in masks, and like I said, it's all like, I looked at it, and it's like you can tell that they're in like little kids' pajamas, like toward the end, you know, and it's like, ugh. I can only imagine how it looks on Blu-ray. It probably looks like complete and utter shit.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree with this statement, though? Now, say, if you saw this movie when you were a little kid, would this movie not fuck you up for life? No, like really, like all right. Think about like you said when the kid looks up and it's all the fucking trolls and they're all getting ready for the family to eat and shit like that. Dude, like you said, it's a scary fucking scene. Like I could imagine that fucking scaring me. I remember I saw the first Troll and it was a totally different movie.
Yeah,
dude. Totally different.
Right.
Actually scary. So like you said, dude, little lighting, yeah, it could have made a difference in some scenes. But what I'm saying is, dude, you could change fucking nearly all the aspects, and even those couple that are left would still pretty much fucking ruin this whole movie.
Yeah.
So there were so many things wrong, is my point.
Oddly enough, this isn't the most unwatchable horror movie I've seen in the last 6 months.
You know what, though? I agree with that, Alex. That's a good statement.
It's almost like I just want to see what they're going to do next. I think like the most impossible to watch scenes are the corn in the trailer scene, like Mike said.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That's impossible to sit through. I don't know. That probably was the worst scene. I think it's weird in this What the F movie. That's the What the F moment.
Well, no, the whole movie is a what the
Yeah, that's
F
what I said. In the whole, yeah. Okay, so let's get to the end. As if the movie wasn't dumb enough throughout the entire thing, the kid eats a bologna sandwich, which throws all the monsters out of sorts because they don't want tainted blood in his body when they eat him. And, like, I cannot believe somebody wrote that.
No, that makes sense, dude.
How do you get script approval? And touching a stone and concentrating is the key to overcoming the trolls. Concentrating.
That's where I thought it was going to go.
That's the obvious route.
Hey,
yeah.
I once wrote that a backyard swimming pool was a gateway to hell.
Camp Out Nightmare 6 on our YouTube channel.
5.
5, but 6, you get a taste of that.
It's the opening at 6.
It's an opening in it. Yeah, so that's unbelievable that's the ending. So, Mike, go ahead. In the end, the trolls...
the mother, they get the mother, and it's like they have her on the table or whatever, and she's dead or whatever, but she's covered in this green gelatin-like substance, and it just... I don't get it.
But Mike, that's not even so nutty because they did that already with the jogging chick.
Yeah, but I the whole time I just never got it because the mother was just like, it just seemed like a waste of good Jell-O to me.
But here's the thing that was nutty about the mom thing. When they were eating her on the table, they had some kind of strange plastic outline of a woman's body, and you see tits.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but the person whose tits we want to see, the jogger, she was just a flat pile of goop. Like nothing.
Yeah, that is
nothing.
Disappointing. Well, honestly, but you know what? Her tits probably looked better as a flat pile of goop than they did all inflated like you would have liked to see them.
I just want to see natural, buddy.
Yeah, man.
You're insane.
Big and inflated.
Like, I don't know what to say about this. It's unbelievably bad on every facet. We're not saying nothing new. This isn't news. It's a goof. No. It's a joke. Everybody knows this movie's shit. But the fact is, we are all taking the review as how it was supposed to be, a normal movie.
And we're also taking the piss out of it, which it needs to be done. Like, listen, the only reason why we brought up the Troll franchise is to jump to this one and kill it. I mean, this is one of those movies where it's just fun to kill because there's so much to fucking pick on. It's ridiculous, dude. It's almost mind-blowing how much is fucking wrong with this movie to where we can sit here to death, dude, and we won't even do it justice. This is one of those that you just gotta see it.
Yeah, and drunk.
Yeah, don't waste your time straight. Please, don't waste
It's on Netflix Instant. If you have it and you're already spending $8 a month, what's 93 minutes of wasted time?
94 minutes.
And it is entertaining, like you said. And I've seen worse movies the past 6 months as well, Alex. So good point on that one, sir.
We've seen worse movies than this? Isn't that fucking amazing?
I haven't seen worse movies than this. I don't know where you guys are coming from.
Texas Chainsaw 2 is worse than this, dude.
No.
Dude, Halloween 5 is worse than this.
No, it's not. And if you say
Alex,
is, you lie.
Alex, weren't you just at Asbury Park this weekend, too?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Dark Ride?
No.
Oh, check that one out, dude. Good fucking slasher flick. With the
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Mike, right?
No, I gotta watch that one. That's on my list of to watch movies.
Yeah, he bought it 3 years ago and never opened.
Actually, I think I did buy it. I gotta look for that.
Oh my god.
Man. Great movie.
So, I don't know what to say about Troll 2 that we don't all already know or have said so far. But it's just unbelievable that this movie is out there. And, dude, you know what's funny? For a business standpoint, how do you put this on Blu-ray? Like, it's all cute and funny to laugh at, but who do you think is going to buy this?
I was going to buy it before I actually watched it. I was thinking I would buy it, but now that I watched it, it's like I don't want to waste the money.
It's comforting to know that a guy on our show is one of the people that would buy that.
Yeah, but then I saw it, and then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to waste the money.
Wow, really?
It's not even funny to have it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah. This was Jump the Shark Part 2, which also Jump the Shark. This is a very long show. We are sorry that it took so long to get it out. We told you 10 days, and it's like 15. Sorry about that. And
hey, listen, it's the summer, guys. We're trying to get it in, folks.
Yeah, can we have fun, please? Can we go to the beach between these goddamn shows?
I mean, and listen, too. September, October, those are the big horror months. We'll be fucking cramming in the shows. We'll be getting it in. But for now, we're just kind of chilling.
Yep, and we got a big Halloween special for you. And it's not a retrospective.
Nope.
It could be more fun than that. Hopefully we execute it properly. And it could be great.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah, it could be epic. It's in my mind it's epic. I don't know if we have the ability to...
It could be a disaster.
Oh, it's Halloween. Anything Halloween is epic. Gentlemen, we can make it epic.
You could just say Michael Myers, Loomis, and everyone's like, yes.
Yes.
Hey, do you think on that show I could read, since I love Donald so much, maybe I could read his obituary and you guys can hear me cry on the air?
Yes. I would love that.
Because I have the obituary and I read it every year because his birthday's coming up October 5th, and I usually read his obituary on every birthday, and I have like a little Donald celebration. I've even made him a cake once or twice.
What?
He made a cake for a dead man he's never met. Okay.
I certainly did. Yeah. And I put a little candle in it and I sing happy birthday. No joke.
I want everybody to cry on the show. Actually, I need you guys to cry. Because I want real radio out there.
I made Adrian King cry. What you talking about?
You did?
Oh.
That's right.
Can we have more of our guests cry?
I can bring them to tears. I'll bring them to tears.
Can you bring Jamie Jenkins to tears?
I'll send her a picture of my face, and then she can look at it while she's doing her show, and then she'll cry from looking at my face.
No,
what do you think?
We want them to cry. We don't want them to blow their brains out.
I think she was in between crying and blowing her brains out during the John Amplas interview, to be honest with you.
Oh, what up?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. That's just...
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this second installment of When a Horror Franchise Jumped the Shark. We hope you agree with everything we say, because we're right about everything. We've not been wrong once, except for saying that The Perfect House was $5 on DVD, and that was Mike.
No, actually, I said it was $6.
I just wish you weren't a liar.
Tune in for the next show and hear the Evil Dead retrospective